Welcome to the Leadership in Law podcast with host Marilyn Jenkins. Cut through the noise, get actionable insights and inspiring stories delivered straight to your ears. Your ultimate podcast for navigating the ever-changing world of law firm ownership. In each episode, we dive deep into the critical topics that matter most to you, from unlocking explosive growth to building a thriving team. We connect you with successful firm leaders and industry experts who share their proven strategies and hard-won wisdom. So, whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting your journey as a law firm owner, the Leadership in Law podcast is here to equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to build a successful and fulfilling legal practice.
Another episode of the Leadership in Law podcast. I'm your host, Marilyn Jenkins. Please join me in welcoming my guests today, Abby Hernandez and Adrian Griggs, to the show. Thanks for being here, guys. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. And Abby, get us started off.
First, thank you for having us. This is new to us, so we're going to try our best and give you the best advice and everything that we can. So my name is Abby Hernandez. I am the managing director here at the firm and been in this field for about, I would say, over 10 years. And this is just something that we're very passionate about, and we're getting it started.
Fantastic.
And my name is Adrian Griggs. I am the attorney. So I am handling all of the cases for the firm. I've been doing immigration law for just a couple of years, and I'm coming from personal injury where I was a paralegal. So I'm used to working at a law firm, but this is, my first time working as an attorney for a law firm.
Fantastic. Well, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it and welcome.
Thank you for having us.
So quick questions. Let's talk to you, Adrian. So you were a paralegal in a PI firm before. What made you want to pursue a career in law?
I did go to law school, and so I've always been interested in being a lawyer. I just liked that you could help people who had a lot of questions, and law is very complex. It's very complicated. So being able to identify issues and solve problems for people, I just thought it was very interesting, and it was just something that I wanted to pursue in my career.
I love that. And so you're specializing in immigration. What sparked your interest in moving to immigration from, say, you were paralegaling with PI, so there's dramatically different introductions to your clients at that point.
Yeah, it is different, but at the same time, you're still helping people, right? So with immigration, I actually had started an interest in law school. I took an immigration course. I found that interesting. And so I just always, had this interest in immigration law. And so studying immigration law and reading about it and what an immigration attorney does, it just felt, it just seemed so interesting, but also complicated and complex. And so for me, I'm a person who likes challenges. I'm a person who likes to solve complex issues. And I know in immigration, a lot of people really need help or a guide to help them navigate the complexities of immigration law and, the system. So I just felt like, being an immigration lawyer, it's been very rewarding. I've seen so many of our clients just absolutely in tears, overwhelmed with emotion because they either got asylum or they got their green card, so they have lawful status. They're able to, see their dream fulfilled in being, eventually a U.S. citizen and being able to live in, what's considered like the greatest country on earth. So just being able to see that, it's very rewarding, and I'm happy to do that for our clients.
Well, that's got to be just, one of the greatest things to see somebody win that and get that. And I guess working with people from different countries, you're getting something different with each country. So instead of it being like, and I don't want to say just PI is the same in each one, but there's injuries you have to work through, but is the paperwork different for different countries? So you're dealing with something that's slightly different.
So I would say the facts of the case are different. So I do primarily removal defense. So a lot of our clients are going through their process in immigration court. So we get a lot of clients from Cuba, Venezuela, different countries, but you can assert different types of claims just based on the type of harm you suffered back in your country. So let's say you were being persecuted for your political beliefs.
Okay.
Political beliefs in Venezuela can be different from beliefs in Cuba, but it's still, you still disagree with the government. And that means that each case is different. So each case varies. Some clients, if they come from the same country, they have similar cases. But yeah, it varies just based on the type of persecution they suffered.
Interesting. Okay, great. Let's jump over to Abby real quick. So Abby, you're managing a firm.
I am.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about culture. I know that you manage the intake and the organization and getting everything. So how do you manage your culture and the team?
With prayer, honestly. So, I mean, managing a firm is actually very different from working at a firm to manage a firm that is not yours. So here, I have to my main concern here as managing the firm is to make sure that everybody has what they want and what they need and that their mental health is at 110%.
Right.
Because if it's not, then, we won't be able to fulfill everything that we propose to ourselves to do. So that is my priority. A lot of in other places I've worked at, they just, let's do the work. But some people don't understand that the fundamentals of managing something is, if you're going to manage not just a firm, but you're managing employees, they have to be at their all levels of, or I would say centered, just so they can perform. As us that, we are managing a firm, everything like looks as it's supposed to be. Like I said, those are my main points. And then I would say I manage the intakes, the customer service to our clients, of course, making sure that everything is done in a timely manner and that they are receiving, most important, all the service that they are paying us for as well. Because with immigration, everything can change. Today we're doing something, then tomorrow will be something totally different. So those are just like my main things as into managing or starting to manage a firm.
I see. So now I know you worked in another firm. Were you management in the other firm before you moved over here?
Yes. So they called executive assistant and manager, but because when you're an executive assistant, you're more dealing with just one attorney, just the main person. But you also have to manage what is going on with supervisors, paralegals, or just to see where they stand, just to see if they need any assistance from us. So it's different.
Yeah.
It's a bit.
I like that you focus on the mental health of your team. So I was just having a conversation with someone else about how some of the younger firms are actually taking culture to an actual thing that they want to have is culture. So everybody feels like they're on a team. I know that you guys have an amazing reputation. People love working with you and they refer people to you. So obviously you provide an amazing service. So that tells me that you have a great culture inside and you make sure that everyone that comes into as part of the team, do you make sure that there's a good fit?
Yes. I have 3 questions that I ask before I hire someone, but I'll just give you an example right off the bat because I have Adrian right here next to me. So whenever I interviewed Adrian, I didn't even meet him. Our interview was over the phone and it was probably like a 10-15 minute interview. And just by speaking to him, the way he was, expressing himself, all the things he was going to bring to our team, it was just like an instant, like, let's get going.
Okay.
I didn't even have to, go into all the fundamentals, like the certain questions that everybody asks you, like, why should we hire you? No, just let me know what you're bringing. And by your response, it could be the most simple question. And by just responding in the most simple way as well, just letting me know this is what I'm willing to bring to the team. That just, said a lot about himself.
I love that. So you're also playing with working with the energy of what people bring.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Most definitely.
I love that. And Adrian, what principles guide you as a leader whenever you're leading the team to grow the firm?
Honestly, ethics. Since I am an attorney, that is what that's basically our core value here is ethics. Everything that we do is done ethically, not even just handling a case ethically, but just thinking like, can we help this person? Because I get a lot of consultations where I can't help them or I'm not the right person to help them with their problem. I'm not gonna lie to them about or misrepresent to them that, I can help them when there isn't a solution to their problem. I'd be honest and upfront with them, like, I can't help you, or no, there isn't a case. So I think just being transparent about everything, especially at that first meet, is very important because you're dealing with people's lives, and it's something not to be taken lightly. And so I always just make sure that whatever we're doing it ethically and with transparency.
That makes a lot of sense. Especially, most attorneys see people on an extremely stressful day or the worst day of their life. So I love that you do that. And do you take the opportunity to maybe, if they are better off somewhere else, maybe it's a different practice area, you give them a referral?
We try, but it really just depends on the case. I mean, each person's case is different, but if we have somebody in mind that we think can help them, we do try to refer them to that person or firm. So yeah, because honestly, we just want to help people. So if not us, then somebody else who can do it.
I love that. I love definitely the honest approach in working with people and wanting to see the best results everywhere. So here's interesting question. What has been one of your biggest challenges? And I can ask both of you, but one at a time. Adrian, when it comes to law, what was one of your biggest challenges?
I mean, that's a lot. You're asking me.
Like in my life or being an attorney?
I'm going to leave that on the table. You decide.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm going to talk specifically about immigration law.
Okay.
The biggest challenge is that the law changes so drastically. That's the biggest challenge. Just in the past couple of months, I mean, things have changed. New laws have been passed. So being able to, be aware of all the changes, reading all the different laws that have been passed, but also communicating that to the client who might not be aware or they might not understand what it means for them. That's very important. So having that open communication and that transparency with not just our current clients, but also potential clients, is very important. And, sometimes you have to be honest and say, like, I don't know what this means yet because it's so new. But, as an attorney, I just go to my sources, people in the community, organizations like ALA that dedicate their time and their resources to educating, attorneys who work in immigration. So I always, check them out for their knowledge and for their resources that they have that's, available to any attorney who what this law means. So yeah, it can be very challenging trying to stay on top of everything. There are resources out there that I take advantage of to make sure that I'm able to effectively communicate what it means for the client's case.
Yeah, it's got to be incredibly challenging right now with all the things going on and then changes that happen at the drop of a hat. Do you ever use, like, I know that there's a immigration law clerk type AI bots that can help translate that stuff. Do you ever use anything like AI to help you start to see what changes are coming through and kind of communicate with those and learn more from that in addition to ALA? Because I know that ALA and I forget the other one, they have an AI system that helps with explaining the new laws and stuff like that.
So I have not used AI specifically for that. And I think Abby even mentioned that was a resource we could possibly use. It's just interesting because AI, at least now, it's so common
Yeah.
now.
So advanced.
Yeah, it's pretty efficient, but I have not used it. I will not lie and say, I haven't been interested in what AI can do for us as a firm. But no, I have not utilized that yet, but it is pretty interesting. So
Yeah, it is.
I will say
It
that.
is quite interesting, but I know that that different firms are coming out, or different entities like that, and ALA and stuff like that are doing a bit like that. They're doing some AI agents and that sort of thing. So, Abby, when it comes to growing the firm and growing the team, what are some of the biggest challenges you're finding right now?
With everything going on right now in the world and everything changing, everybody's scared. Everybody doesn't know who to believe, what to believe, or who to trust. So it has been challenging for us to initiate that bond with our client, or for them to trust
Mhm.
us. We here at RH, we always, even if, like how Attorney Adrian said, if we are not able to help you, we are going to tell you we cannot help you. I rather lose you as a client than keep you and then not be able to help you later. So our main challenge right now is getting those clients to, feel comfortable with us, to have them have a little faith, because some of them have just lost it because they have had bad legal advice in the past.
And the environment.
So right now, yeah, and it's very, very critical right now. So I would say that is one of our biggest challenges at this moment in our time of growing this firm is, bringing bringing in new clients and bringing them in with the correct advice, with the correct, or just a straightforward answer to be like, yes, we can help you. No, we cannot help you. We do not like to give false
Right.
hope. If we tell you yes, and we always let them know once they hire, hey, we are going to do everything that we can, that, that Attorney Adrian can. Whatever is in our hands, we are going to do it. Unfortunately, we do not have the last say so. So we are always very upfront with them. And that's one of the things a lot of clients have, mentioned to us. This is why I hired on with you guys, because you guys didn't just say at the beginning, we got it, you're going to win. You said, no, yes, it hurt. And yes, we were like, you kind of like sit us back in our chair and like, oh, well, that's not what I was expecting to hear. But I'd rather you hear it at the beginning, not at the end, or in between your things. So that has been one of our biggest challenges for the firm. So I have always been the type of person to, even right now as a boss, which I don't like that word, I just managing director, I give my 110% to my employees. At least I try to, and Adrian can tell you if I'm wrong. You are going to come in here. I want this workplace to be your safe place. So whenever you come in here, I'm going to give you 110% trust. If you take it and you know how to work with it and you know how to take care of it, that is on you. Once that trust is broken, then there's no turning back. You have to go, because now we are no longer a team. You are not part of his team. You have broke that, and I cannot have somebody here broken. And I guess that's why up until now, it's only 5 of us. And, and if I could forever keep it like that, I will, and if we have all this work, we will get it out, but we have a team. So that's what I look for. And right now, and sometimes, everybody's like, oh my God, you expect so much from us. But I want to expect so much from you that I then don't have to question anything, because I know you've got it. And if that's a team that I have right now, that's a team that I would like to keep. To bring somebody in, I'm not going, like I said, I'm that person. I'm going to give you 110. I don't expect anything back, but if you break it, that's on you. So that has been one of the biggest challenges for me to find. I'm not going to say equal people, because there's no equal people, but just people that to also
Like drive and integrity.
And it is very nice to receive, but don't have expectations. Because anywhere that you go, you cannot expect. You never know.
Yeah, true. So you just have to bring what you drive and integrity. I mean, that makes a big difference. Yeah. And when you have a good team with that, that's really hard to add to, because afraid it's going to weaken that. But
yeah, like we don't know who your new person is. Are you bringing good energy, bad energy? What are you really bringing? And we're in for the run. Like I said, all this journey has been a leap of faith, honestly, from day one.
Wow, that's good. And you've done a great job. I mean, I just love what you guys are doing there. Who did you guys at any point? Now I know Adrian, you worked in another firm, as did you, Abby. Did you guys have individually like a mentor that helped you be in the direction you wanted to go in, or just kind of give you ideas of what you wanted to do or what you didn't want to do?
I'll go first.
Okay, you go.
My first ever like law firm job was at this big law firm that was very well known, that is still now very well known. And literally I walked in there, my interview was, here's a packet, there's a checklist, figure it out. If you figure it out, this is for you. If not, don't come tomorrow. So I said to myself, well, if this is for me, I will figure it out. Okay. So I did what I had to do all day, turned it in at the end of the day. They reviewed it and they're like, okay, see you tomorrow. So that's how I knew, okay, yeah, this is for me. This is something that I can do. You know, I just proved it in my first day and I had no clue whatsoever about immigration at all. And so that supervisor that I had that I started with, I believe that I am where I am today because of her.
Wow.
She showed me like, hey, you didn't know anything, but now you just proved to yourself that without knowing anything, you did it. You know, just keep pushing, keep doing. And she was the type of supervisor that she would show me one time and one time only. So that helped me a lot. And she's like, ask me all the questions that you want, but I'm only going to give you the answer one time. And if you forgot the answer, go look for it. Figure it out. Then you bring me the answer because I already gave it to you. So it was like that every time. The 4 years that I worked there, it was like that. And because of her, I learned so much. I know I did. Until this day, she'll call me sometimes and she'll be like, hey, are you working? Hey, where are you at? Hey, you know, and I'm like, yes, I am. She's like, then I'm happy for you. And she's like, and if I was that person, and she's like, if you say I was that person, I'll take it. So I'm like, you were. So yeah, that was one of my first time working on a law.
I love it. I think that is actually very clear responsibility and accountability to a team member. To delegate, you got to give them responsibility, but you have to hold them accountable for it too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I love that direction. And Adrian, what was your...
As for me, so I'll just go back to the law firm where I worked the most at. So I was a paralegal. I had actually multiple mentors. Obviously, I had an attorney who I worked with. He basically coached me and taught me how to be a lawyer, how to be an attorney. So he would let me, sit in on meetings. Obviously, if it's with a client, with the client's consent, or, since it's PI, personal injury, sometimes he would let me sit in in a meeting where, he's negotiating with an adjuster or something like that, just for me to have experience to see an attorney, working in their environment.
Yeah. Exposure. Right. Love that.
Yeah. But I had other attorneys in the law firm, if I had a question and my attorney didn't have the answer, I was allowed to ask them, and, they taught me a lot. And so what that taught me is share the wealth. Yeah. So the wealth is knowledge. So if you have that knowledge, share it with your other colleagues, because, being an attorney, it's, I don't want to call it like a fraternity, but we are, a group where we went through the gauntlet of law school, the bar exam. And so it's on us to pass down our knowledge to, the next generation of lawyers, or even to somebody who is coming over from a different field or an area of practice. So I think they taught me, learn everything you can. If you don't know, ask somebody who has more experience and pass down that knowledge or share that knowledge to other people, because at the end of the day, we are in this together as a community of lawyers. I mean, we're all held to the same standards. So we want to make sure that we are fostering like an environment of ethics and good morals and not gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So I think, just being just sharing that knowledge with other attorneys and asking from other attorneys in your field is very important. So that's what I've learned, and I still do that. So I still ask other attorneys, or I'm part of a attorney group where we ask questions, especially, again, like immigration law is ever changing. So every day somebody's posting, did you hear about this? Did you hear about this? What does this mean? So we're sharing the wealth. So again, we're all, because we're on the same boat. We all have, same type of clients. So we all don't know what's going on. So yeah, we just talk, and, I think that's very important.
I think that's extremely well said, because in the law, I noticed in everyone we talked to, there's always been the mentor attorney that was the older attorney. And it's always that seems to be that type of networking where it's just passing down, because you can learn what you can learn in a book, but when it comes to actually doing, makes a big difference. And I love that you've benefited from that, and now you're also being that person to pass it on. I love that. This has been a great conversation, guys. I really appreciate both of you being here. I know my listeners may want to reach out and connect with you. Where would be the best place for them to reach you?
Is that directed?
Like,
to
you wanna
me?
answer?
Well, let's go with, obviously, with the website. So Adrian, do you have LinkedIn or anything like that would be good for someone to reach out for you?
Yes, we do. We have a website. We have LinkedIn. So Harmony's Immigration Solution.
Okay.
That's our name. You can just search for that. We'll have a website. You can even schedule for a consultation or a meeting with us. You can even call our office, 832-514-9498. That's our
Direct
office
line.
number. Yeah. So if you want to reach us, you can do that. We're open. So
Awesome. We'll make sure that information is in the show notes. So, well, excellent. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you for having
it's
us.
a pleasure.
Thanks for joining me today for this episode. As we wrap up, I'd love for you to do two things. First, subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you find value here, I'd love it if you would rate it and review it. That really does make a difference in helping other people to discover this podcast. Second, you can connect with me on LinkedIn to keep up with what I'm currently learning and thinking about. And if you're ready to take the next step with a digital strategist to help you grow your law firm, I'd be honored to help you. Just go to lawmarketingzone.com to book a call with me. Stay tuned for our next episode next week. Until then, as always, thanks for listening to Leadership in Law Podcast, and be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts so you don't miss the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Leadership in Law Podcast. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of law firm owners out there facing similar challenges and striving for the same success. Head over to our website at lawmarketingzone.com. From there, connect with other listeners, access valuable resources, and stay up to date on the latest episodes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Until next time, keep leading with vision and keep growing your firm.